Good evening. I'm Tingle Tuner, filling in for Jeremy Spaz.
And I'm Mingle Ruiner, filling in for Autumn Winters. You're watching Ohioville 9 Nightly News.
And these are tonight's top stories. Breaking news tonight, the convicted fraudster Elizabeth Holmes may be in even more hot water after it appears she may have been trying to flee the country.
After a 4-month trial, Holmes was convicted for defrauding investors who believed her blood testing company, Theranos, could diagnose a wide range of diseases from blood samples as small as a single drop.
The more than $144 million fraud led to Holmes' conviction and a sentence of over 11 years in prison with a deferred incarceration date of April 27th.
Well, today, federal prosecutors are accusing Holmes of trying to flee the country when she was found to be in possession of airplane tickets to Mexico.
Holmes' lawyers have protested that she simply wanted to go to a friend's wedding and that it was all a big misunderstanding.
Prosecutors note that it's highly unusual to purchase one-way tickets when one is simply attending a wedding.
Holmes' lawyers in turn assure the judge that Ms. Holmes is not a flight risk. And by the way, would Your Honor be interested in buying some shares in Ms. Holmes' disruptive new bridge technology startup?
In other news, the Ohioville Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, also known as ODARPA, has some egg on its face today.
That's right. Information has surfaced about an experimental robot which could ideally detect and report any troops approaching it on the battlefield.
Unfortunately, ODARPA will have to go back to the drawing board with this one. In its first field test, Marines were tasked with sneaking up on the robot and touching it without being detected.
Initially, things seemed to be going well for the robot, as the Marines could be reliably detected upon approach. Undeterred, however, the Marines simply regrouped and tried again. The second time, they wore a cardboard box. And a third time, they strapped tree branches to themselves.
Armed with these incredible disguises, the Marines were able to sneak up to the robot undetected every single time.
Wow, am I glad I don't have to recognize humans? What will they think of next?
ODARPA scientists assure the public that they can easily solve this problem. They just need another $4.12 billion, and they're sure they'll get it this time. A local Subway franchise announced today that it will not fire its new sandwich maker, despite widespread calls for his resignation.
That's right. George Santos, who was recently hired at the local restaurant, has been under fire for embellishing his resume and lying during his interviews.
The embattled sandwich artist claimed to have invented the Subway sandwich, claimed to have starred in his own sandwich-themed Disney Channel show, and even claimed to have owned and operated over 1 million Subway stores in the past.
As it turns out, all of these claims are false. Customers have reported that George simply cannot find or assemble the ingredients for even the most simple sandwiches, and seems to be unable to even identify the difference between the malted rye bread and the Italian herb and cheese bread.
Surrounded by cameras after the end of his shift, the embattled Mr. Santos shouted, "Lying isn't a crime! I'm the hero of the people!" before breaking free and fleeing to his car.
Later, he was spotted at Walgreens trying on lipstick and making pouty faces in the mirror.
On a lighter note, this pet owner learned a valuable lesson this week.
That's right. Don't rig up an elaborate Rube Goldbergian contraption to give your pet fish access to your video games.
The entire heist was broadcast live on YouTube, where the Japanese pet owner was allowing his fish to stream a Pokemon Let's Play.
The fish was controlling the game by swimming in front of a webcam, which translated his movements into controller inputs.
While his owner wasn't paying attention, the fish exited the game and successfully navigated to an online store, where he began making purchases on his owner's saved credit card.
By the time the fish's owner noticed the problem, it was too late. The fish had already received the packages, which contained a drone and a watertight plastic ball, assembled his escape pod, and fled into the night.
Those Japanese fish are something else, huh?
Can't catch 'em all, I guess.
And now, a word from our sponsor, your mom!
It turns out your mom is friends with the producer.
And last night, your mom sponsored the show.
Your mom is our biggest fan and so supportive of Ohioville 9.
She supported you a lot too, and she hasn't heard from you in 6 months.
So, if your name is Timothy Jones and you're a deadbeat, you should give your mother a call.
Really, she's getting worried.
And now it's time for
Adorable
Adoptable Animals.
As you well know, Ohioville Animal Shelter is a charity organization that takes care of the poor, homeless animals of our fair Ohioville.
Thank goodness too, because otherwise those animals would have to spend their nights on the street, just like those homeless humans you see floating around.
That's right. Nobody wants that. So do your part and adopt one of these cuties today.
First up, we have this adorable winged creature.
Ohioville Animal Shelter calls him Zubachu, and apparently he's the result of something scientists are terming pocket monster mingling.
Professor Branch issued a statement, "Please remember to take your Pokeballs out of your pockets before throwing your clothes in the washing machine."
This cutie's up for adoption because of his capricious and destructive behaviors. Is he going to call down lightning, or is he just going to bite you and give you rabies?
Adopt this adorable vigilante today. Now this looks like one smug goat.
'Cause he is, Tingle. You're looking at the goat oat.
What on God's green earth is a goat oat?
It stands for greatest goat of all time.
Unfortunately, it says here that the goat oat has been displaced by his nemesis, the Ohioville,
Which, of course, stands for an even greater greatest goat of all time and for all peoples.
Yes, see, while the goat is smug and the goat oat is smugger, the smuggest mug of all is the mug of the legendary Ohioville.
Simple. Adopt this champ and bask in his greatness. This salty invertebrate was found floating all by himself in the open Ohioville Ocean.
Ohioville Animal Shelter took it upon themselves to save this poor beast from his meaningless drifting.
They had trouble locating him amidst his own inky cloud of fear.
He must have been so scared of being alone.
Please, if you have room in your kitchen or a large pool at your disposal for this spineless cutie, adopt him today. That's it for our show.
You've been watching Ohioville 9 Nightly News.
Thanks for watching and have a wonderful night. Bloopers to follow, but first, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and check the description for links to our Patreon and to our Discord, and join our community. We love you guys.
And a sentence of over 100 years in prison.
That's 11. It's 11. Armed with these incredible disguises, the Marines were able to... Is this true?
Yeah.
Yes. They just need 100 million years.
What?
4.14, 3.14. Hi. Our sponsor, your mom. I thought you were breaking camera.
No, we have this adorable winged creature.
I shouldn't point. Why am I
No,
pointing?
why are you pointing?
This cutie's up for adoption. True, dang it. True.
Oh, my hand!
Oh no, it's a baby, everybody. Does anyone want to adopt it?
Are you